That's the area code here, their final home match of the season. They're looking to pick up their 7th home win of the season and finish at 500. They've really struggled more on the road where they're 2-8. Columbus coming in at 8-15. Currently in last place in the league. Orlando at 3rd in 13-10. And out of system there with Orlando ahead by a point. Trickles over the net on that swing from Kaz Brown. And Izzy Raypoch tips it down for the Columbus point.
Raypoch sees the court very well. She knows exactly who is playing left back right now, which was Natalie Foster, a middle. So she tips it right in front of her. Really good court vision and situational awareness.
Megan Courtney Lush serves short. That's part of the game plan to try and move Orlando back and forth with deeper and shorter serves. Doesn't work out on that point. That's something, though, that Columbus head coach Angel Perez just mentioned to us.
And it was something that's been successful for them against the Thrill and against Indy in their past matches. Serving short, which disrupts the lanes that the attackers take on their approach.
Kutsar Tom-Com on the combination play with Walker flying in. The set went to Cox, and the ball went back where it came from. A big block by Orlando. Angel Perez, second-year head coach of the Columbus Fury. Won back-to-back league titles previously as a head coach in Puerto Rico. And Kaz Brown blocks Walker. Orlando building a wall early in the first set.
Kaz Brown is an extremely disciplined blocker. She is patient, she is waiting, she's tracking that middle blocker and then diving her arms into the seam.
Orlando has scored 4 points, 3 stuff blocks for Brown. Kaylee Cox with some hand contact, able to score, but that is an impressive start for Kaz Brown to have 3 point-ending blocks in the first 4 scoring points.
And Kaz Brown has been on fire this last month, posting an average of 9.7 kills and 3.1 blocks per match. So really good numbers in production from her offensively and defensively.
On the season, Kaz Brown averages 0.66 blocks per set, and that's good for 4th in the league. So 3 in a row off the jump like that is otherworldly. Challenge going on from that block touch by Orlando early on. There are 2 challenges per team per set. If you win a challenge, you do get to keep it, and it always refreshes at the start of the next set no matter what. Bolt 6 technology, as always, in charge of these replays as well as the in-out call. And Orlando successfully challenges. No block touch. And point Valks. Orlando, in particular, has struggled lately at home. They're 1-4 in their last 5 home matches. But a team that earlier in the year, think about how Atlanta has the PVF record with a 10-match winning streak. Well, that passed what Orlando did earlier in the year with a 9-match winning streak, but in a tailspin, 2-6 in their last 8. Looking to turn the page in this one. Horn Pun Goodpard back sets Kaz Brown. Out of system, Raypoch. Scooped up by Abercrombie, also very good defensively, especially in the backcourt. And Courtney Schwann, their ball control OH2 with the finishing blow.
Courtney Schwann's ball control is one of the best in the league, but here she is on offense.
So popular, the reason she was late this year joining the league is she was busy coaching these youth camps back in Thailand. This is Goodpard, who goes by Shampoo, her first name Horn Pun Goodpard, but commonly referred to as Shampoo, her nickname. And now Columbus decide to go back to serve. Amy Pauley, her 2nd year, head coach for Orlando. Previously was an assistant under Brad Keller at USC. Courtney Schwann is dug by Megan Courtney Lush. Raypoch right back into the block. This time it was covered by Kaylee Cox. Kaz Brown plays that ball defensively. Cox with a couple of good defensive plays. The block, hitter coverage, and the pancake. Back set, Brown puts an end to it. Kaz Brown already with the 3 stuff blocks, showing up offensively as well.
Kaz Brown is really dominant off of 1 foot behind the setter. Watch the route and then contacting that ball so high, cutting it off at the perfect timing, taking advantage of Janice Leal being a little late.
She leads all middle blockers in points scored this season. Lindsay Vanderweide collects a point when Orlando nationwide arena. As Courtney Schwann serves it up, coming off the technical timeout. Really was a key for both sides. Both coaches, one of the first things they mentioned, they want to serve tough, take the other out of system. Nothing new, but especially with these middles in this matchup, something that both coaches were thinking about at length going into this match, and Orlando is off to a heck of a start.
And it's key. You have to serve aggressively. You have to try to win the serve and pass game because of how elite and efficient these offenses are. You have to try and eliminate at least one aspect of it.
Janice Leal recently into the starting lineup, making her 3rd straight start, the second-year pro out of the University of Miami.
Janice Leal was phenomenal defensively last match. She led the team with 5 blocks, a big reason why they won that match. And I like that they're getting her going early, get into a rhythm.
Short serve by Tom. She is good at that. Really knows how to drop that serve inside the 10-foot line.
This Columbus Fury team understands the assignment. They understand the game plan. They are going to serve short and really put pressure on the serve-receive line of the Valkyries. Something
that at the start of this 3-match win streak against Indy, Columbus did a really good job of serving short, serving the stack in certain rotations. But Orlando with the side out, Kaz Brown will go back to serve. She has had 2 straight matches with 2 aces. Paula Sarame recently back into the starting lineup at libero, makes a nice pass, and Leal converts.
Watch the pass, watch the ball control. Beautifully done, nice set, quick little gap set, which really puts pressure on the block, makes you move, and you can find openings like that. And Janice Leal found a gap. She hit .473
1 year for Miami, a program record. Trying to get Ray Potch going early. Here she is again. Goes soft. And that was read by Shannon Scully. To the outside, Courtney Lush. Maybe taking a little something off that swing, but it worked out for Megan Courtney Lush.
And sometimes that works because it creates almost like a floating effect on the attack. So right there, it caught Courtney Schwann just a little high on her platform.
That is exactly what happened. Columbus back within 4. Middle swing for Natalie Foster. She's been having a fantastic rookie season. Numbers, a touchdown offensively as of late.
Yeah, she has been coming off of 5 kills, a couple of 4-kill matches recently, but she's 3rd in the league in hitting efficiency. So I say if you're in system, run through her as much as possible.
Big swing from Leal, making her presence felt in the first set. Leal at 6'3" out of New Bedford, Massachusetts, originally.
Nusara Tomcom is a wonderful decision maker. First of all, Columbus is doing a good job at keeping themselves in system on serve receive, which allows them to run through Janice.
Big bop there from Lindsay Vanderweide out of Oregon. There are several Oregon Ducks in this matchup. You have, well, some injured players, Georgia Murphy, Hannah Pukas, both on IR for Orlando, but Abby Hansen played collegiately on the same team as Lindsay Vanderweide. Is Morgan Lewis on the Columbus side. Wilma Rivera in as the setter. A big-time serving option with the left hand, and she pancakes one with that left hand. Scully bump sets Abercrombie. Sarame to Morgan Lewis, freshly in, over Doug. And there's a net call there on Orlando, which ends the point.
Something to note with the Columbus Fury, they are known for sometimes triple blocking select attackers. Right there in that rally, the Fury was triple blocking Brittany Abercrombie. So watch for that matchup as this match progresses.
Blocking could be Columbus's biggest strength in general. They are 4th in the league, just about 2.5 blocks per set. Good par, nice setup to Foster. Orlando in system. Foster with the disposal.
Shannon Scully just makes serve receive look easy. That was a dime of a pass right on Champu's head, who's able to run through the middle. Quick set to Natalie Foster, who contacts that ball really high and has a lot of range.
Scully at 6'2", has pin hitting ability, but plays as one of their liberos as a serve receive specialist. And the all-time leader in PVF Aces single season, Natalie Foster, with her 53rd ace this year in her rookie year. Look out, there's a ball. And so they had to stop that point before it started.
Natalie Foster has been such a threat behind the service line all season long. That ball moves so much from the time it contacts her hand to the time it gets to the serve receive line.
A vicious jump float.
It's ridiculous. That's got to be so hard to pass because it's floating so much, and then it's also coming with a lot of pace. Combine that with how high she's contacting it, and then you watch how it dips to the right. You've got to make your first move really fast.
That is a great look, that end zone angle, and she nearly bent the net in half there. So much velocity hitting the top of the net there, but showing what she can do. Back-to-back aces for Natalie Foster, played at both SMU and Wichita State in the NCAA. Taking off a 1 foot, Kaz Brown has had a nice first set.
Hey, remember to have fun. We love the sport of volleyball. Let's still have fun even when the stakes are high.
One-handed dig by Vanderweide. Off the block touch, diving play by Sarame. Good part was directing traffic before that set. Courtney Lush, a big swing out of the back row. That was dug by Klicka. Vanderweide behind the attack line. Scores for the Valks. And a quick challenge coming in from Columbus. This is Landry Homsher.
Challenging block touch.
The R2,
Columbus
Brianna Spain.
Challenging the call.
Last time these two teams played, Lindsay Vanderweide, the one that just attacked the ball, number 8 outside hitter, had a very successful match. She hit 300 with 15 kills, so she found a way around this block, this pretty dominant Columbus Fury block in that last match. I'll be interested to see if she can do it again. Let's see if there's a touch on it. Doesn't look like it from this angle.
Well, we saw a successful early challenge by
Columbus Fury have won the challenge.
Orlando, and now a successful challenge by Columbus. Effective serve by the Fury, and it leads to a hitting error. Right now the server, Abby Walker, one of their middles out of the University of Cincinnati. A 4-point differential. And she serves at Vanderweide again. That's who you probably want to target with the libero back there, and Schwann, a plus 50% in-system passer. Back row, big swing, Vanderweide. Call on the court, block touch, nope. Nope, now a net call coming in.
Net violation, point Orlando.
And Angel Perez checking with his team to see if he should challenge the net call. And someone said, yeah, there was a net, don't challenge it. So side out, Schwann the serve, tight pass, but Rivera handles it. She's still in there with that double sub, and that's a kill for Kaylee Cox.
What a save by Wilma Rivera, rising up into the air. That takes a lot of body control to not net, and then still to have that set be so precise in the perfect location. Kaylee Cox with a nice, brave rip to tool the block.
Last year's PVF Setter of the Year, Nutsar Tomcom serves short, causes trouble, and Cox scores.
Last time Tomcom was at the service line, she popped that exact serve and had the exact same kind of success. It just drops right in front of you. So if your first move isn't quick to the ball, there's a chance it's going to die. Has really amped up their efficiency on the side out.
Oh, that was a deadly short serve. And Columbus is back within 2. Couldn't have placed that better over the net.
She's got that short serve on lock. It is so precise. And then Shampoo trying to go on to catch the defense off guard, but just aired a little too far out.
Okay, a little more distance on that serve, but still targeting Brown, having to play in serve receive. Abercrombie off the block cover. Columbus was celebrating the point, but the call was that Orlando takes the point.
And that's another thing you can do. If the opposing server is serving short, you can have one of your attackers step back, not be at the net, but step back and also take that ball inside out like Kaz did.
I believe that was well, that's definitely in. The previous call, I don't think was a block touch. I think the ball was just ruled in by Bolt 6. Sometimes it's tougher to tell because there are no line judges. You don't see as many signals out there. But that's an ace from Kaz Brown, who, as mentioned earlier, has been dialing up those aces lately. Now she serves short. Goodpart takes a look at the defense. Sarame with the dig against Abercrombie, the #1 point scorer in the league. Courtney Schwann picks that one up. Here is Vanderwada. That is rejected. Liao.
That was a straight down block. There was absolutely no covering that. Those arms were so invasive. Watch the block rise into the air, and then it's the press. It's all about the timing of the press. You can't just throw your arms up and hope for the best. You've got to have that press at the right time.
Janice Liao picks up her first stuff block, but she's 3 for 4 offensively. This time off the block and down for Brittany Abercrombie, who was the individual champion in Athletes Unlimited in 2024. Took her talents to the PVF and is a bona fide MVP candidate this year.
Double-digit kills in 20 out of 23 matches.
Now Leo has to play that serve. Well, these middles are taking serve receives, and it is creating difficulties on over a week from now in Orlando. That'll be televised on CBS Sports Network. But Orlando 2-0 in the series this year, 4-2 all time. Abercrombie using the block, and Orlando increases their lead to 6.
Brittany Abercrombie is a lefty, so the block isn't as used to setting up against lefties. It's a little bit more rare, but there she is, tooling off the hands of Megan Courtney Lush, who's kind of fading and not pressed.
Liao is now 4 for 5. Janice Liao offensively, she only had 18 kills on the season coming into the match.
Talk about a spark off of the bench. Really well done, perfect set. And then Liao hitting it at its peak, snapping on the ball at the perfect time.
Now gets the serve. Back set, Abercrombie with a bullet. Brittany Abercrombie straight down to the deck.
Coming into this matchup, Brittany Abercrombie is 18 kills away from the single season kills record for PVF. That's how unstoppable she's been this season.
And she is getting going late in the first set. She is now 5 for 9 with no errors after that swing. 4 digs as well. Set point. Goodpart digs off the tip from Courtney Lush. Now Courtney Schwann. Megan Courtney Lush. Orlando's big block in the first set. Punctured